Healthy skin, subtly flushed cheeks, and glossy lips. This would be my definition of clean girl makeup. It's all about accentuating and bringing out your natural features instead of masking or changing them. This is one such look that I can wear day in and out. So let's get started. There is no good makeup without good skincare, and it doesn't have to be overcomplicated. I like to keep mine very simple. On my freshly cleansed face, I'm using some aloe vera gel as my moisturizer, and I'm moisturizing my lips with some Vaseline lip balm. I have very oily skin, so I'm going to be using a mattifying primer, mainly in my T-zone. Because let's be honest, we love the idea of glowy skin, but nobody likes greasy skin. So some primer is must to control all that oiliness. Next, I'm going to take a concealer that is the best possible match to my skin tone, but I'm not going to apply it directly on my face. Instead, I'm going to build it up slowly with a fluffy eyeshadow brush. But before that, it is important for you to read and analyze your face first so that you know where you're going to target the product. This is going to ensure that you're not using too much of product. For example, I use it wherever I have hyperpigmentation. That is mainly around my mouth, my eyes, my forehead, and I have a lot of acne marks. So I build the product slowly wherever I feel the need to do so. Now, I do not mean at all that you cover your entire face. You're just going to target the prominent areas. For my forehead, I've taken a bigger concealer brush. I'm using the same concealer brush to blend the concealer around my eyes further. Next, I'm going to add some soft flush of color to my face. And for that, you need to pick a soft muted color, one that goes with the depth of your skin tone and your undertone. For a natural look, keep your blush placement underneath your eyes and on the apple of your cheek. This is where you flush naturally. And again, you're not going to apply your blush directly on your face. Instead, you're going to build it up slowly with your brush. Now, whatever that is left on your brush, take it all the way up to your under eyes. We don't want a clear demarcation between your blush and concealer. Next, I'm going to set my under eyes with some loose setting powder using a pizza puff. You're going to see a patch like this on your puff. Once you pick the powder, you're going to soften it first on the back of your hand like this before applying it on your face. This is going to ensure that you don't get any patches of powder on your face. If you don't want your concealer to crease, do not forget to set it with some loose setting powder. You can even use a brush. Also, you're going to see how the powder literally blurs the lines. To set rest of my face, I'm going to use some compact powder. As along with keeping your makeup intact and controlling all that oiliness, it is going to give you a lot more coverage as compared to loose setting powders. You can obviously skip this step if you have dry skin, but I have got very oily skin, so I need to do it. We are going to keep the eye makeup very simple. I'm starting with filling my eyebrows with a micro brow pencil from NYX. It has a very fine tip that allows you to draw hair-like strands and gives you a very natural look. You can even use some grey eyeshadow to fill in those brows. Either way, don't skip your eyebrows. It gives a structure to your face. Most of us have discoloration on our eyelids, and I'm not going to conceal it. Rather, we are going to use it to our advantage as a natural eyeshadow and further going to enhance it with some bronzer. So I'm giving a light wash of my bronzer to my lids using a fluffy eyeshadow brush. Next, I'm going to tightline my upper lash line with a black kajal. Okay, I hate this step, but I love the results. So you gotta do what you gotta do. Also, I'm using some black kajal on the very outer third of my eye. This is going to make your eyes look more awake and open. Next, I'm softening the kajal that we use with some bronzer. With the same teeny tiny brush, I'm adding some inner corner highlight to my eyes. To finish off the eye look, I'm going to curl my lashes with my lash curler. And when you curl your lashes, keep the curler almost parallel to the floor. For the mascara, I'm using Staze 925. I have been loving this mascara lately. Now, this does not give you those wispy lashes. Rather, it gives a more natural finish to your lashes. And what I love the most about this mascara is this, that it's not waterproof, rather water resistant, so it's quite easy to remove it. It's not going to suck the life out of your lashes. To set my base, I'm using matte plus poreless setting spray from Maybelline. This is going to make your makeup last longer. For today's lip combo, I'm using a brown lip liner, shading and softening the corners of my lip, and in the center of my lips I'm using PAC Creamy Matte Lipstick in the shade Wild Love. It's a bright pink kind of color, a color that I can never dream of wearing by itself. So brown lip liner to the rescue. After softening and blending it with my finger, I'm going to top it up with a clear gloss from e.l.f. Cosmetics. Blush is the first thing that fades from our face, so I'm going to top it up with some powder blush.